Thank you. Thanks. Hi. The first poem that I would love to read for you is called Architecture. Yeah. How you doing? Each cloud wants to be a storm. My tap water wants to be a river. I read this for Prince Charles at the Commonwealth Heads of State Conference just as he was coming out after his wife passed away. And he came to me after the gig and he said that poem, I read quite a few at that gig, he said, that poem, he said, I know what you mean. It could have been anybody saying that, and I would have still said this to you. Just so you know. Architecture. Each cloud wants to be a storm. My tap water wants to be a river. Each match wants to be an explosive. Each reflection wants to be real. Each joker wants to be a comedian. Each drizzled rain wants to be torrential. Each laugh from the throat wants to burst from the belly. Each yawn wants to hug the sky. Each kiss wants to penetrate. Each handshake wants to be a warm embrace. Don't you see how close we are to crashes, confusion, tempests and terror, mayhem and madness and all things out of control? Each melting ice cube wants to be a glacier. Each goodbye wants to be the smooth stroke of a forehead. Each cry wants to be a scream. Each carefully pressed suit wants to be creased. Each midnight frost wants to be a snowdrift. Each mother wants to be a friend. Each nighttime wants to strangle the day. Each wave wants to be tidal. Each subtext wants to be a title. Each winter wants to be the big freeze. Each summer wants to be a drought. Each polite disagreement wants to be a vicious denial. Each diplomatic smile wants to be a one-fingered tribute to Don't you see how close we are to crashes, confusion, tempests and terror, mayhem and madness, and all things out of control? Keep telling yourself you've got it covered. Poetry is at the heart of revolution. Revolution is at the heart of poetry. It was chanted in Tahrir Square, similarly in Tunisia, and soldiers write poetry to their family. When you need that bridge between the physical and the emotional, it's to poetry we turn at deaths, births, marriages, and for the rest of our lives we deny that it's actually an active part of our lives. And there's some schizophrenia, there's a gap that needs to be collapsed there. John Burnside, the poet, said that metaphor is as close as a human being can get to environment. I find that fascinating. Metaphor is as close as a human being to get to environment. And when you think of the religions that dictate many of our cultures, the Quran and the Bible, you will have some understanding of how close to the environment people get through metaphor, matching both their spirit and their physical positioning. That's what he said. Anyway, this poem's called Gold. It's a bit non-linear, this, I know, so it's an honour to be here. Just so you know. And you've worked hard, and you deserve a poem. There is somebody in the audience thinking, who is he? This poem is called Gold from the Stone. It's about searching for your family. Gold from the stone, oil from the earth. I yearned for my home from the time of my birth. Strength of a mother's whisper shall carry me until the hand of my lost sister joins onto my will. I spent most of my life searching for my family. I found them all over the world, my adult life. Mother, father, sisters, brothers from Ethiopia and Eritrea. And I've now got a fully dysfunctional family just like everybody else. So I'm there. I find myself culturally relevant, or actually culturally irrelevant in all of the countries that I'm from. Gold from the stone, oil from the earth. I yearned for my home from the time of my birth. Strength of a mother's whisper shall carry me until the hand of my lost sister joins onto my will. Roots to the earth, blood from the heart, could never from birth be broken apart. Food from the platter, water from the rain, the subject and the matter. I'm going home again. You can't sell a leaf to a tree, nor the wind to the atmosphere. I know where I'm meant to be. Can't be satisfied here. You can't give light to the moon, nor mist to the drifting clouds. I shall be leaving here soon, costumed, cultured, and crowned. Sugar from the cane, coal from the wood, water from the rain, life from the blood, gold from the stone, oil from the earth. I yearn for my home from the time of my birth. Food from the platter, water from the rain, the subject and the matter. I'm going home again. Last poem. Good. Okay. I want to do a full gig for you. I really do, but I won't. I'm going to read the last poem, which is the one that's in the World Forum thing, and it's called What If. And there's actually, I'm sorry to say, but there's the last verse is half. There's 2 lines missing in the last verse of the poem, but that stuff happens. And it's called What If, and I wrote it for the anniversary of Darwin's Origin of Species, and it was played with a jazz band, and it's a bit of better video than it is read in person, actually, but it was a short film that's gone around the world, and David's taken it as an example of Cape Farewellism. Yeah, it's a bit ABCB. Did I say that out loud? I did. A lost number in the equation. A simple, understandable miscalculation. And what if, on the basis of that, the world as we know it changed to its matter of fact? Let me get it right. What if we got it wrong? What if we weakened ourselves getting strong? What if we found in the ground a vial of proof? What if the foundations missed a vital truth? What if the industrial dream sold us out from within? What if our impenetrable defense sealed us in? What if our wanting more was making less? And what if all this, it wasn't progress? Let me get it right. What if we got it wrong? What if we weakened ourselves getting strong? What if our wanting more was making less? And what if all this wasn't progress? What if the disappearing rivers of Eritrea and the rising tides and encroaching fear? What if the tear inside the protective skin of earth was trying to tell us something? Let me get it right. What if we got it wrong? What if we weakened ourselves getting strong? What if the message carried in the wind was saying something? From butterfly wings to the hurricane, it's the small things that make big change. What if the question towards the end of the lease is no longer the origin, but the end of species? Let me get it right. What if we got it wrong? What if we weakened ourselves getting strong? What if the message carried in the wind was saying something? It's an honour and a pleasure. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Okay.